the execution of our financial plan. This morning, we're going to look specifically about an aspect of this plan which you may not have been paying attention to, and that is managing your credit.
Boy, I tell you, yes, November and December are months when many of us feel pressured to acquire things, yeah? And if we don't have the ready cash, then we're tempted to push our credit to or even past the limit, you know? So listeners, man up if you're guilty and find out what the fix is.
Before I begin, though, I have to tell you, Denise, that our listeners are absolutely the best. Many persons from the Love 101 family attended the boarding school fair, which Jay and Fund Managers partnered last Wednesday evening at the Pegasus. I want to send a special shout out to Lorna Brown and her daughter Janelle. I hope all of you attended the fair, found the event useful. We had such a tremendous turnout. Okay, so back to the matter at hand. Today, we're looking specifically at managing our credit. I'm talking about the hire purchase arrangements that we have, our mortgages, car loans, bank loans, credit cards, utility payments, and so on. Now, it's great to have access to this credit, but we need to consider how we ensure that our credit ratings are protected and maintained. Do we pay on time, Denise? Do we pay the installments as agreed and in full each time? Do we keep good records of our payments and balances? Sometimes we damage our credit scores by lacking discipline. Well, Stacey Ann is here with me this morning, and she's going to tell you why now more than ever you need to manage your credit arrangements properly. Over to you, Stacey Ann.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning.
It has always been important to manage our credit properly. If we're serious about goal attainment, we know that mismanaging our credit positions us at a great disadvantage. In recent years, Jamaica has joined the world of credit scores, credit bureaus, and the whole formal industry of providing lenders with credit information about persons who approach them to do business. So, in its simplest form, your credit rating is your ability to borrow money. Lenders will look at one's credit worthiness to determine your ability to pay back the money you've borrowed or the funds that you wish to borrow. Some may not know, but here in Jamaica, we now have the credit bureaus, whose purpose is to compile data on our borrowing and payment habits into a report. Now, this credit report is a summary of your borrowing and payment history. So any new accounts, closed accounts, unpaid bills, late bills, and any other activity will be recorded on this report. If you have a loan, mortgage, or credit card, it will show up here. So your credit report provides the basis for your credit score. As such, we need to be very, very careful with our credit ratings and take the necessary steps that are required to protect it. So I'm now going to walk us through some things that we can do to protect our credit ratings. The first thing that you want to do is to do some spring cleaning. If you have any unused accounts, from the one that you opened when you were a baby to a credit card you took out but never used, it's probably time to close them. There are two reasons for this. Forgotten cards or accounts can be used fraudulently by any others without your knowledge.
Wow.
And if you have numerous accounts with no activity, lenders may be dubious of your account activity. But you want to think, because it may, however, be a good idea to keep them open and simply not use them, as long as you ensure to protect the information, as 15% of your score comes from the length of your credit history. So by keeping oldest accounts open, you'll help this part of your score. The next thing that you can do is to make sure that you're not late with your payments. And definitely don't allow any account to enter into default. Late payments and defaults are like a red flag to the lenders. Too many defaults and late payments will mean extra scrutiny and the possibility of credit being provided to you at a very high interest rate or it not being provided to you at all. The next thing, and this is something that we all need to really think about before we do, is to be a consigner for someone. Be very careful about consigning a loan for someone else, maybe your spouse or your kids, because if they miss a payment or can no longer pay and it now falls to you, it will show up on your credit report and can devastate your credit score if you're not paying on time as well. So as a general rule of thumb, don't consign anything for anyone unless you are willing and able to make the payments yourself if you have to. Next, keep informed and in control of your credit card balances. The Credit Bureau is designed to keep track of and record your payments, whether late or not. If you're not keeping track of your payments, which can result in them being late, not only will you be paying a high interest rate on your credit card, but the reports will pick these up. And a lot of late payments can and will make the difference between you receiving a loan or a mortgage. Keep in mind that when it comes to credit cards, it's best to only charge on your credit card what you can afford to pay off on time and in full on a monthly basis. Catch up on any missed payments. If you're having trouble making payments, you can try to work out a payment plan with your creditors. The next thing you want to do is to be very careful with your personal information. It goes without saying that you need to be very careful when giving out information like your birth date, credit cards, your TRN, and any other personal information. Lastly, credit is something that we all need, whether we want it or not. To apply for credit, whether it's a business loan, personal loan, or a mortgage, we have to ensure that our credit history is in good standing, and now with the credit bureaus in place, we must do any and everything to protect our credit ratings.
Wow. In other words, our credit history influences the credit we can obtain in future years. So quite aside from the fact that maintaining our responsibilities to our commitments make us feel better about ourselves, our credit history can affect our ability to acquire some of the goals we have been striving for. There are things, though, that life throws us curveballs and we simply can't do as planned or meet our commitments. What do we do then?
Let's keep it real, Denise. Jobs are lost and will be lost. Large, unpredictable expense sometimes face us. Lots of things can and do happen. Having a weak credit score doesn't make us automatically irresponsible. When we can't pay our bills, we should regroup. Plan a recovery strategy. Reach out to our creditors. Contact our financial advisor. Protect ourselves as much and as quickly as we can. Additionally, as credit bureaus give information for the last 7 years, if we handle our issues properly, we can recover our positive credit rating over time.
You ladies continue to keep it real and keep it positive. Your goals realized is really about solutions.
It is indeed, Denise. Well, the time has run off again, so I'll close with a reminder of our contact info. Reach out to us listeners at our email address at jnfundmanagers.com and text us at 504-1719. That's 504-1719. This program can also be heard on JNFM's Facebook page as of this afternoon. Listeners, thank you again for being with us.
Thank you so much, ladies, for stopping by Love 101 and sharing such vital information with us. And as we said before, especially around this season, Christmas time, eh?
Yes.
Thank you so much for stopping by, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.